2020 GSL Super Tournament, Season 1.
So far, the Terrans have been dominating. Now it's time for the only way for a Terran not to win is to have two Zergs play each other.
It's the only way. The only way we're going to get some Zerg justice. I can't believe how dominant Terran was today.
Yeah, they killed it.
I thought all these games were going to be close. I mean, it's not just that they won, it's that they only lost one game. What's crazy.
Yeah,
I would be fine with 3-2s.
No, it was pretty wild. Very excited to see what that means going forward. By the way, that means Maru and Innovation are going to play in the next round, which means one of them seeds in the round of 16 of GSL, as it should be.
I can get behind that. That'll be a great matchup to watch.
Yeah. Now we're going to have Armani going up against Solar.
Yes.
Solar is just kind of a more storied, more well-known, more successful, more accomplished Zerg. But Armani's been coming up. He's a good player, strong Zerg player. As you can see, round of 24 in I Am Katowice. I mean, kind of to be expected, but is he going to be able to take down Solar? I don't think so.
I don't think that Solar's going to lose here. I mean, we have had a long downtime of this matches here for GSL, but I mean that would be a huge upset if it did happen. I feel like the real upset today was just how one-sided the Terran games were. Let's see, though. I mean, I always welcome a plot twist in the day. But yeah, I mean, Solar is quite good, ZVZ. This guy has been around for a long time. He's always been one of the top-tier Zergs. He's a hard-working player.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what to expect. I hope we see some interesting strategies, though. These are definitely two players that do give us interesting strategies. A lot of styles were actually invented by Solar. He was the first one to show us Hydra Bane against Protoss.
Yeah, he was
one of the first people to really start using the new type of Swarm host. He's done a lot of things like that. Armani has shown us some moments of brilliance with Lurker play and things like that. So
yeah,
I hope we have something interesting here.
Well, Zerg has been very strong lately. I'm curious to see, you know, with all these players being so good at Zerg, how ZVZ is going to be approached right now.
Yeah. Well, let's see it.
It's going to be on Eternal Empire for map number 1. This is our final best of 5. After today, we are done with the round of 16. We go on to the round of 8. I can't wait. Let's do it. Eternal Empire has loaded up. This is Armani versus Solar.
Game start. Africa Freaks, Armani.
Looking focused.
Triumphant Song Gaming, Solar.
All right. The Overlords are scouting.
I missed you guys. It's good to be back here. We're going to have a lot more studio matches to come. If you guys want to join us tomorrow as well for ASL, that'll be starting 7 p.m. KST.
Same YouTube channel, and if you're watching on Africa TV, it's ASL English instead of GSL English.
That's right. And so same YouTube channel you're watching us on right now, or whatever channel you're watching us on right now.
That's what I said.
Okay, I thought you said just same channel. So, yeah, do join us. And now that we're finally starting the StarCraft 2 year, we're going to have a lot more stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
Since everybody's staying indoors lately, a little bit craziness with coronavirus. It's a good way to spend your time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that everything got announced and people can see there's a lot of GSL this year. It's going to be fun, no matter what.
So let's see which type of ZVZ style we're going to have here. There's been a lot of different approaches to this matchup. In the last year, we really saw quite a heavy amount of late game play ZVZ. It seems like as each year's passed, it doesn't mean we won't have aggression, but as time has passed, it seems like you're always putting yourself at maybe a slight disadvantage if you're trying to attack in
Yeah.
early on if the other
Yeah.
player's just ready for it. And it's not that easy to hide information in a ZVZ. And so sometimes on maps, and this map could definitely be one of them as well, we start to see the players really hit each other when the expansions start to get quite spread out. Now, with all that information we've already had to collect, I do think Solar is overall probably just better than Armani, which means he might have other approaches he wants to try to come in here with.
Well, Solar is really a thinking man, Zerg.
Yeah.
He's very cognitive. I don't ever think of him as particularly strong mechanically speaking, so that might be an area where Armani can really fight toe-to-toe.
Okay.
The thing is, I've seen a fair amount of Armani's games, but it doesn't really stick in my mind exactly how he plays, right? Yeah, so not sure what to say as far as like what is best for him, but just knowing Solar, I feel like it should probably go more towards just a macro game, but not a complicated one. I'm talking like a Roach Ravager macro game rather than a Roach Ravager, let's get into lurkers, let's get into hive tech type of game, right? Okay, so Armani is actually, oh, I love it. He's getting melee. So Baneling Nest, a lot of lings being made and getting that melee attack. So this is going to give him some opportunities to be more aggressive. It's much more likely that he'll go into Mutalisk-based play if it does get that far.
And it looks as though Solar will probably be the one that's trying to defend. You know that because of the lower ling count, the higher drone amount. Yeah. Now, if Armani attacks it and this just doesn't do that much, it's going to be problematic as Solar will begin to get a lead here. The lings are going to come down. Actually, very well-placed queen here.
Yeah, for sure. And he's got a few Banes already. Oh, he's got to be so careful. That was actually a pretty reasonable connection right there.
Yeah, and does not get that denial on the one Baneling. So far, Armani's slipping up a little bit here.
Yeah. This is a map I'm actually a little bit surprised to see the Zergling style, just because the small ramp, once you do get creep into that area, you can wall it off with a couple buildings, and then you only have one real attack path in through the third base. So it doesn't feel to me like it's really good for a ling-based play.
And he's not stopping, though. I mean, he's getting 14 more lings here, plus my attack's about to finish. But I agree with everything you said. I mean, now that Solar's barricaded off that tinier entrance, I mean, granted, this is a large area to defend. I don't think this is something Solar can't handle.
Yeah, and he's up 11 drones right now,
which is huge.
So +1 is going to finish, which is going to make the... See, now he's making 12 Banelings. This is really, really key. The Banelings walking in and blowing up. It's not about his opponent's lings. It's about getting rid of his opponent's Banelings so that his lings can just shred. And that's... I mean, it is doable. Let's see.
Okay, these two Banes are just, I think, not going to cut it. And he's actually managed to zone these lings back so much.
Oh.
Wow. More Banes are coming down. I mean, it's now or never right now for Armani. And
you want two Banelings to go in because two Banelings will kill Banelings.
Right.
One Baneling doesn't kill Banelings.
And from here, I mean, you can just fire over the Evo chambers. I don't know if it's going to work.
Well, all Solar needs to do is spread his Banes and run him into his opponent's Banes here. Oh,
whoa!
What was that?
I actually was watching the upper right, and I just suddenly realized a bunch was blown up in the bottom left.
I believe what just occurred, and he has no idea because there's no Banelings left for Solar. This could have been a kill timing, possibly, for Armani. But I believe Solar accidentally had all his Banelings selected and hit the detonate button.
Yeah, that's the only
I believe that's what occurred. But I was looking at the other group that was actually near the army, not the group that was down below.
Same.
But obviously you can't expect your opponent to do that, and I believe it was actually out of vision. So Armani, I mean, you can't blame him for it, but if he had turned around immediately and gone for the throat, he actually might have been able to win right there.
Well, now we have a game where, you know, kind of an odd twist, with what appears to be a mechanical error here by Solar. Things are going to quiet down. But I do like the tech growth here for Solar as well. I mean, he held up the attack. Unfortunately, he lost units he never needed to lose. But he's going to get another expansion up here.
Just the fact that he's going into mutas, like, that's going to be really good for him because he's going to be able to to really put pressure on Armani with mutas, and behind that, if he just goes Roach, I can't even fathom Armani having enough units to deal with that.
Yeah, it's a good setup.
I can't imagine it.
It's a great setup to just get to where you need to be in the game, because he's going to have the additional base. The attack didn't do enough damage early on, so he's going to have a fourth up here, but then his tech's also ahead.
Yeah.
So here come the mutas now.
Yeah.
And he's continuing
he's getting +1 for them. So he might actually just go Muta here, which is really cool. I like that style a lot.
Well, these Banes can't get away now. Now there's really less of a threat for him even being receiving damage here.
And you can see Pathogen Glands on the way. Armani's going to be forced into really turtling up and bringing it to very late game tech.
But even if he holds this off, the fourth base will already be, you know, he'll be receiving so much from that I feel like Solar still gets a lead. I think even as Armani gets the answer, Solar then has another problem that Armani's going to have to solve.
Yes, that's for sure. And that's the way that he has to solve that is through cost efficiency. He has to work on his upgrades, and he has to work on hitting good fungal growths. And that's how he can end up winning this game, is just through kind of the power of cost efficiency. Because for sure, Solar, the entire game has had a better economy, and for the entire game will continue to have a better economy.
Fifth base. Armani is going to get buried here. Now, let's see, though. Maybe he has some kind of miracle play against the mutas where he can take them all out. But I don't think so, man. I mean, this all goes back to the choice of Armani trying to attack in early on and Solar defending it pretty easily. We have 6 Infestors hatching now.
And by the way, now he sees these Infestors. He sees kind of what he's up against. This, I know it's kind of like a weird thing to say, but this would be a good situation in which, for which Solar could go into Ultras.
Okay.
That would actually, I think that would be a strong choice here, because he's basically playing against Roach Infestor, and Ultras, like, Fungal doesn't do anything. It just, like, hurts them a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it.
You know, another thing to point out is that this is what we see a lot in StarCraft, even in mirror matchups, which you wouldn't think would be the case, but you sort of force them into one tech, and as they answer to that tech, based off whatever tech you chose as you got the lead, then you switch into another tech. And sometimes it's several tech rotations until eventually you've really cornered them.
Yeah, you see that more, I would say, in PvP and ZBZ. You don't really see it in TVT.
Right.
You know, tanks counter Marines, but Marines are mobile. What's up? I guess that you have that Sky Terran later on, but... Okay, this is a risky play, this flank. Let's see. Yeah, the Fungals, 2 Fungals kill him.
Yeah, and they're not going to get anywhere. Wow, huge hemorrhaging of Banelings here, but those mutas are still going to dive in here. He saw where the Infestors are. He's going to get a lot of these Queens. More Banes coming up!
Yeah, good Fungals, though, as long as he gets another one off. Oh, the Lings are really starting to get in here.
I'll tell you, man, this is working out so well. I mean, there's no way for Armani to get in here. He's just going to be buried with units. GG.
Yeah.
And no surprise there, Solar takes game 1.
Yeah, that was a cool game. I'm still a little bit confused just by the strategic choice of Armani to do a Ling-based strategy in the early game, an early Ling-based aggressive strategy here. Because, again, you can wall that little ramp, and then suddenly what do you do?
Look, I mean, our Armani is I would say, the weakest player out of our 16. You know, I mean, is that fair to say? I think it is. I think he knows that it's going to be...
him or Patience, maybe, yeah. Probably him. Patience has more...
I'd say Patience a little bit above Armani.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to either of those 2 players, but I think he's... You know, when you feel like you're outmatched, sometimes you're driven more towards doing a really, really... crazy strategy where you feel like maybe if you just make a few good moves, you can win.
Sure.
But Solar's a pro, man. He's used to people rushing him like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I also don't think that was a great strategy for the map either.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way, but it was an interesting game.
Game 2 is ready. Armani vs. Solar continues on.
Game start. Afrika Freaks, Armani. Triumphant Song Gaming, Solar.
Okay, let's hope that Armani can have a better game here for game 2. We've already had so many one-sided games, man.
Yeah. We're still hoping.
Not one-sided upsets so much, you know? So, mirrored builds, at least for starts here. I really like how Solar set up that late game.
Yeah, I liked the choice to go Muta. I wasn't really thinking of it because he was playing against Ling Bane, so it almost feels like the easy way out is to just go for some upgraded roaches, maybe go into
That's
Lurker
what I
if
thought
what
too.
You want. But I liked the Mutalisk choice. That was very cool. 'Cause there's no way he's going to be behind with that. There's nothing his opponent could be going for that's scary to him at all if he's going Mutas.
What's interesting about the tech is that you would think, especially with all the StarCraft we've seen over time, and obviously this game keeps getting patched and changed, but you would think that the Infestors would just immediately counter that. But the fact is, since you're up a base and they're on 3 bases, you force them into Infestors, and by then you already have your 5th up. You just have such a lead. Lings and Banes and everything else are suddenly so strong.
The Mutas actually will counter everything Armani could do because Armani's playing from a lower economy.
Right.
So if he's going Mutas, you win automatically because you simply have more, and we know how that ends up from many years of StarCraft 1 ZVZ. And then if he's going Roaches, then he has to play completely defensively. And then anything else is like a silly Nidus all-in or some very, very weird Lurker rush, and the Mutas aren't afraid of either of those. The Mutas just kind of counter everything at that point. So it's actually, like, you can really see when I call him a cognitive Zerg, how he's really kind of using his brain.
Yeah, because
I do think a lot of Zergs wouldn't go Spire from Solar's position. I think a lot would just be like, hey, I'm ahead. All right, macro.
Yeah, let's get more of the stronger units initially and try to win over fights. But
yeah,
really, it's quite brilliant what he did back there. So
like
let's see what Armani does now. I'm almost more interested to see what he has planned for this. We've had the information for these players on who's versus who for a while now, so there's definitely been
that's
time,
true.
You know?
Brackets have been out for a real long time,
and all these guys have been jonesing to play in some tournament matches.
And they both went to Katowice, but still, you're going to be in the back of your mind thinking about Solar ZVZ, right?
Yeah. Well, these guys almost live out of the studio most of the time, you know. So a Baneling's Nest on both sides coming down. We don't know exactly what kind of game we're going to have yet, because the Baneling's Nest doesn't necessarily tell us we're going to have aggression.
You got to get one either way, unless you're playing like a 2-base turtle strat with a wall.
Right.
You just have to have it, or Lings are too strong.
You want to make less of Banelings for yourself and try to use that to hold off the higher number of Banelings that they have. 10 Lings now for Solar.
Yeah, not an overly aggressive number.
Yeah, we're waiting to see if there's going to be
he
another
adds
big
any
spike.
more. Like, as soon as you see that Baneling making, you think it's defensive, you know? If you're making a Baneling, you're sitting at home with it. All right, so just some early Zergling scuffles. See if anyone gets anything done. Hey, Queen pick off? Well, I guess it's not sitting at home. He brought it with him. Not sure it's going to get much done. He gets a Queen, though, which is good.
Yeah. Well, that's a
strong pick-off.
That's a good kill early on.
Yeah.
That's the one unit that you really can kill that actually matters quite a bit.
Yeah.
More Banes are being made.
Look at that. See, this is such a small amount that he's doing this with. I really like it. By the way, Armani with the +1 melee. Very cool.
Meanwhile, +1 missile here for Solar. And he's going to be able to maybe keep some drones off these bases. Look at this. Oh!
Beautiful, beautiful.
Immediate surround there. And now you can have those Lings dive over.
Oh.
If he could detonate his 2 Banes on top of those Banes, that would be huge.
Yeah, he's trying. These Banes are doing a good job. They're just kind of escorting his Lings out. I love it.
Yeah. Very patient play.
Wow, Solar is just, so far, running circles around Armani.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a tricky matchup as far as control goes early on, because you can end up with, you know, a few misclicks and everything just dies. Everything falls apart. I love how that Lings came in literally as the Queen popped out.
Yeah.
Like, he just knew how many seconds he needed. He came out surrounded. And again, there's no Queen here, no injects. There's the other one that was just popped out there now.
Yeah, it's Micro's tactics. Everything looks
Armani,
very good.
Armani throws down a Spire and is making a bunch of Lings.
Yeah, I think that's not a terrible choice here. But wait a minute. 5 gas, 6 gas. Okay, we're going to see a Spire from Solar, I think.
Yeah.
Even though he's getting missile attacks. Yeah. Either that or he's, like, rushing to Lurker. Where is it? Come on, make it.
He better tech to something
Very
here.
Good. And we're going to switch off that production.
Oh, it's Spire. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's...
Yeah, that's...
It's Armani over there, excuse me.
Huh. Where's Solar's tech? He's just getting the roach speed, that's it? He has so many gases.
Maybe he gets the gases so that if he gets scouted, he thinks it's some other tech when it's in fact. But is he mining from the gases then?
I mean, he must not be.
Because, yeah, if you have this many gases, that's way too much gas for roaches.
Right? Or maybe he had so low gas, he just needed to shoot it up for a moment. Anyways, whatever. Hidden Spire in the top right, I really think that's a cool play. It's always nice to hide something like that.
Oh. Oh, my God. You know, he just actually barely got vision of the creep, but I don't think he noticed it.
Oh, yeah, probably not.
Very
It's a
hard
dark
to actually
map
see
as well.
that. Yeah, that's a good point, too.
What are those buildings right there? Spines. Okay, 3 spines right there is a funny play. That looks like a Mutalisk type thing, right? If you're not making roaches, you got to make some static D.
So the 7 Mutalisks are coming out here. The roaches will get there around when the mutas are going to hatch. And by the way, there was a Hydra Den to throw down. They might have been actually canceling that.
Yeah, it's Solar's Hydra Den.
Yeah. So he's going to come in here.
Wow, it looks like he has just enough to hold this off for now.
Well, there's more roaches coming. And now he
yeah.
can attack where the spine crawlers are not. Mutas don't kill this off that quickly, you know. But the Lings coming in here as well are going to be pretty helpful.
Yeah, he has +1 on those Lings, so those are really going to help against these roaches. Those plus the mutas, you should be all right. But this gives Solar some time to defend against the mutas at home.
Yeah, it's at least keeping Armani back. And remember that Solar's actually expanded along with this. So he has yet another base, or he will when the hatchery finishes, which is not very far from now. And if you get the one up on the mutas, a lot of times they're just running around putting out fires back at home instead of actually going across the map and doing damage.
Very, very true. But Armani, you know, he's building that Mutalisk count right now. He's going to stay on it. He's getting +2 melee as well, which are going to make his Banelings way more dangerous. His Zerglings as well, of course. So even though he's like a little bit down in drones and it's taken a while to get across the map, I think he still has real potential in this game. This could be a very good one.
Let's hope so. Muta's coming in now doing some good damage to those Overlords.
Yeah, Queen's coming out to try to defend a little bit. Not too afraid of the Queens, but the Hydras will push him back.
This has been a more confusing game here from Solar, the way he set everything up.
In which way?
Well, just the Roach rush.
Yeah, the Roach
was
was a little bit weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't really great.
I think he was reading, maybe after seeing the spines, that like, this must be Muta.
Okay.
Because when you see the spines, it's not Roach, right? You don't go Roach and spine against Roach.
Right.
It doesn't even make sense.
Oh my God. 7 kills.
All right, not
12
bad.
kills. Hey, that's exactly what Armani needs.
Yeah, totally. His Muta's continuing to fly around. Baneling's speed is going to be finishing up. And this is where it gets a little bit scary for Solar. Because if you roll Baneling speeded Banes into those Hydras, the Mutas will kill everything.
I think he's actually just going to all in here across the map. Oh my God.
Oh,
great
that's
catch.
hilarious,
Great catch.
isn't it? My God. Well, that's what you need. Right before Baneling speed catches almost all of them morphing.
Yeah, no kidding. Had that finished and the speed upgrade was done, he could have just flown right in there.
Yeah, he needs to eliminate a bunch of the Hydras with Banes.
Okay, there's plenty more Banes coming out now. Now, Bane speed is done and the Mutas are out.
Oh man, and he's starting to spread though. He knows what's up. And there's not that many speed Banes.
The hatchery's about to go down. Here comes the attack to try to save that hatchery.
Yeah, he's trying to hit these Hydras, and I mean, he hits a chunk of them, but not quite enough. You really need to erase them.
Solar is so good. It's crazy. By the way, he can actually take out the Baneling's nest here, which just so happens to be damaged. Just immediately goes down.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's going to be that. I tell you, you know what this series feels like to me so far is Solar making his own luck. He's like,
I like that.
He's just playing the game well, and fortune is falling in his lap quite often. You know, he's like, yeah, I kind of scouted you, and now I'll just move out.
He's like, I know, right?
And then he's moving across the map and like running into where the Banes are morphing, and it's just like,
Well, that's
yeah.
what's funny is the idea of what Armani was doing was good, but then,
Yeah.
and think about this, that those Banes would have finished at just the right angle to kill all the Hydras, and then we would have seen probably Armani dominate the map. But look, I mean, you got to be careful where you make the Banelings.
Yeah, if they were
Sometimes-
half a screen down from there.
Yeah, sometimes these games are going so
Game was
fast that,
different.
that you just see people set up stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
you see it all the time where the push comes in and the players make the Banes in the middle of the fight,
Yeah.
and that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, Armani kind of shoot himself in the foot, but I thought that game 2 was better than game 1.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Let's see if Armani can turn this around. Solar, the clear favorite. We knew this before we came in here today. Let's see if Armani can come back, at least begin that comeback here in game 3. Otherwise, Solar is going to be our final player to advance to the round of 8.
Start. Africa Freaks, Armani.
All right.
Hell yeah!
12 pool.
Triumphant Song Gaming, Solar.
I hope it's the drone pull. 12 pool.
Oh, no hands.
He
Only
wants
Maru
to be
can do
Maru
that.
so bad. Okay, are we pulling drones with this, Tasteless, is the question.
I think so. I think all signs point to yes.
I think he's just going to do one. The way that this guy is queued around the map, I think he's just going to run in there with one drone. One spine.
But don't you feel like Solar knows something like this is coming?
No. How would he know?
Because he won so badly in the first 2 games.
He's like, I'm so much better than this guy, he has to cheese me here.
Yeah. Here we go. He's gonna come through. And he's just avoiding. This is like the James Bond drone. Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. I was like,
dig
okay,
it.
that doesn't make sense at all, a hatchery, but he is bringing all the drones.
I knew it!
I love it.
Scumbag play.
This is really smart. I like this a lot.
Oh,
Okay, he sees it coming. He's like, wait, is there a spine? Nope, there's no spine. I'm safe. But
that's
you're not.
funny.
But you're
So in case you guys are
not.
confused about what happened, there's a little bit of creep after you cancel that, and you can just immediately plant that down here.
That
Now-
spine is going to surprise the hell out of him.
Yeah, I actually want to take a look at his face when he sees this coming. Now there's another spine being made, but the real, yeah. Now he sees what's happening.
I feel like you should bring that in.
That's what I thought, but it's staying down there. I
Because
guess
it
maybe he
loses
wants.
health off creep, yeah.
Okay, he is. He just was a little bit slow to do so.
Okay, that's where he wants to burrow it.
I feel like the spine is a little bit slow to come up here, though. Most of these units are going to be killed before the spine can actually come into play. Oh my God.
Oh
Is
my
Solar
God,
just gonna hold
so
this?
weird. Well, the spine's going to finish.
No, the spine is going to be set up here, and then it's going to die.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to StarCraft Cheese Jail. GG.
Whoa.
And in your Pro Gamer badge. Damn, that was brutal.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was
so
brutal.
That goes to show you that you need to move the spine immediately.
I guess so.
Like yesterday.
I guess so.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, no, well, certainly he could have moved it a little bit quicker, but it seemed like stuff like that doesn't work all that often. The top Zerg players in the world stop that crap.
Well, we would see it a lot more if it actually did work.
Yeah.
But I think I understand why he did it. I think he felt like he was not going to win no matter what, and he thought, okay, maybe I'll do a crazy cheese and just see if I can surprise him.
Yeah. Well,
Oh well.
didn't work out for him. This was the most one-sided day of Super Tournament we ever could have asked for.
I think out of all of our Super Tournament days we've ever had,
Oh, for sure.
in all the Super Tournaments.
Dude, 3-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-0.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But here's the thing, guys. We had to get all the one-sided games out of the way because the round of 8.
these are some great matchups. Okay, SOS looked peak form. He's going up against Dark, who is, you have to call him the best Zerg in the world. We got Zest versus Trap two monsters of PvP. We have Maru versus Innovation, the two best Terrans of all time going at it. And then Cure Solar, that's an interesting one. I'm really interested to see what Solar wants to bring against Cure. Cure is on fire lately, but Solar's a very smart guy.
Reminder, guys, SOS beat Rogue in some insane games, so, you know, SOS might have something planned here for Dark. I know that Dark is probably supposed to win this whole thing, but you never know with SOS.
You know what's cool, too?
We doubted him, Artosis.
Don't
like idiots!
Yeah, like idiots.
Again.
Now, one player out of each of those matchups will have a seed into the round of 16 of GSL Code S.
That's right.
And the thing is, the top 6 names, I look at all those, I'm like, yep, those all seem about right for people who would have seeds. And then I look at Cure Solar, and I'm like, wow, that's a very interesting seed into the round of 16. Solar has not been in his best form in the last few years, and Cure obviously is still coming up, so that's cool. That's cool.
Well, guys, it was fun. I think we learned a lot today, but most of the games are not that close. I think our best game, if you want to recommend a VOD for anybody, definitely that last game with Innovation.
So, Innovation Sue Game 3 it was, right?
Yes, Game 3, the final one where the pool was
Eternal Empire. Yeah, that was a great game.
That was a great game.
Sick.
And we're going to be back tomorrow for ASL.
That's
Same
right.
channel. Sunday night, that's 7 p.m. KST, so it's going to start 2 hours after this. Our normal Super Tournament time normally starts. Just go on one of those world clock things on your computer, and then you'll see what time it is. That's going to be on the same channel that you're watching us on right now, but it's going to be in a different studio. We do have 2 studios now, so we'll be using our new one there at Jomsha, which is huge, and whenever this whole pandemic is finally cleared up, people can start coming down to our studio and seeing the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Hopefully. It was fun. Even though it was kind of one-sided tonight, we did have a few games that were really, really interesting and neat. Yeah, I guess that's it, though. I guess we just got to wait until tomorrow night for some more casting.
I'll be there. I'm excited. Pretty crazy to see, you know, the condition that some of these players are in. Cure looking so strong. I mean, Deer, we really thought he was going to probably take this pretty easily. Cure really came prepared. Deer did seem to have some strategies that were kind of questionable. It's always weird for me as a caster following Deer's games because there's periods where he's literally been the best at his entire race in the world. Mm-hmm. And then there's periods where he comes with what just seem like obviously obsolete strategies. Not even obsolete, just they're not going to work. Like the Tempest play. Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I understand that
occasionally he will just kind of fall flat on his face with this.
Yeah, it's just it's a little bit odd.
Although that game I really chalk up to Cure knowing what to do more than anything, and obviously there's a reason that strategy is not a mainstay. It's gimmicky.
Whenever we have a new map, a lot of times we'll have a very weird strategy come out that
a lot of cheese on new maps.
It's hard to not want to cheese on some of these new maps if you can just take the win. And they just, if they don't know, they just get stopped.
If you're not ready for a map, you can always just plan out a cheese. Like, if you're not comfortable on it, it's better to just rush your opponent and be like, maybe.
Yeah.
A maybe's better than a no.
Yeah. Solar's games at the end here were very impressive. Maru, just with very commanding play. I'm really excited for our TVT we're going to have. Yeah,
Maru Innovation, that'll probably be the best match in this next round.
I think so. Like, that should be close no matter what.
I think so.
We've had a couple. We've had a couple of matches here in Super Tournament where we thought it was going to be close.
When those two play, sparks fly. Innovation is the last person that eliminated Maru from GSL, if I recall correctly, right? And they were in the same group, and it was like, oh, Maru's going to win his 5th, and then Innovation's like, no, get out.
Well, and also just the play style is so entertaining. So again, guys, ASL tomorrow. We're going to be wrapping this stream up. Thank you for joining us. Stay safe, wash your hands, and take care of each other. And we're going to get through this whole pandemic together. We love you. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are.